So I'm giving my opinion on this right here, right now, what I feel about middle schools. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I know that I'm about to go to high school. And there was a few things that I would just like to say and talk about middle schools and give my opinion on. Certain things I think is good about it and certain things I think is bad. Now, it's kind of a lot, but I'll just start kind of slowly. One, I do think the seventh grade classes are harder than the eighth grade as far as like certain specific subjects. Like for example, language arts for me was harder in seventh than it was for eighth. I don't know why, but I think it's because they try and really teach the person quicker and prioritize it. Kind of like I guess that's how they say apparently high school is going to be when you enter the ninth grade. It's supposed to be the most important year. Okay. Then two, I feel like a problem that I have with middle schools is the fact that sometimes they don't really know what direction to go in between treating the person like somewhere similar to a high schooler or somewhat similar to an elementary schooler. I know that's the point of middle school, but there's certain aspects of middle school that are very elementary like, and that causes it to be pretty much way worse than what it could be. Like, for example, when you go to lunch, the bathrooms, like stuff like that, where it's still kind of the same, but at the same time it's not. Because even back in elementary schools, the lunch system was more like put together. It was more well made. And I understand because it's only two grades in middle school, but it was still more put together and well made, which is the one thing I don't like. And then also, but you're not allowed to really use your phone or do anything else. So all you can really do is just eat and then like play or like, or I guess talk. But it's like there's really kids that have gotten injured and stuff like that just playing. So it's kind of like you have to allow them to at least either A, go into their class. I mean, yeah, one in their next class and maybe sit down and read or do some work in that class. They have to make up some work or even be able to go to the library and read. And I know you can do all that stuff in what's called high school, but I do feel like if you could at least do just those things in middle school, that would have been good. Not necessarily use your phone, but at least those things. I think that would make it a lot better. But as far as what they teach, I believe that yeah, what they teach is actually very well. They did a really good job on that. I don't think there's any fault with what they teach in middle schools. I think they from going from elementary to middle school. I think they did a great job on that. And yeah, that's pretty much it though, as far as my complaints about middle school. Personally, I still enjoy elementary more, even though going from seventh to eighth, and then also yeah, like I said, just certain little experiences and just people and stuff like that and the kids. And I think that yeah, it's definitely good. The only real complaints I have is certain aspects of it being still kind of like not really established or like not really new or like fixed about it. I think that that's what they should have prioritized doing. And then yeah, but so yeah, that's my opinion on that. But also, as far as my opinion on the teachers, not necessarily what they're teaching, but the teachers, I feel that a lot of the teachers, it's kind of weird. It almost feels like, because yeah, I would like to say that middle school teachers are the best because I think they care the most. But it's weird because a lot of times some of them you would think would just teach high schoolers, but I guess they like teaching people, yeah, in that like teenage stage, like early teenage stage, because it's easier or something like that. I don't really know, but I never really understood that. And because certain teachers, I was like telling them, I'm like, how come like you even teach in middle school? But I guess because it was the easiest for them to get a job in, and then they've already been doing it for so long. But they seem to always be getting so upset though, or like so like not necessarily so upset, but they always seem to get definitely emotionally like which I can understand because I do believe that middle schoolers are definitely the most annoying kids you'll deal with. I mean, I think with elementary school is a little different because they're little kids, so they're being bad, but they don't really know. I mean, they're just doing it just to do it. But the middle schoolers, they're old enough to kind of know, but they're still in like that elementary phase. So as far as that, that's why I can understand them kind of being like a little bit I mean, a little bit more tighter because it's like they don't want the people to just oh yeah, I can kind of do whatever. So it's kind of like the same with elementary, it's just that they're older now, so they might even try and argue back, and which I've seen a few cases of that, like kids trying to argue and stuff like that. But other than that, though, I don't really understand that whole thing. But yeah, I think everything else, though, they did a good job on. I mean, for the most part, in middle schools, um, I mean, it's only two grades. I mean, okay, well, I know some middle schools have yeah, sixth, seventh, and eighth, because that counts as middle school. So, or a junior high is what they call it. But yeah, I think other than that, those are pretty much my only complaints. But I would say it definitely prepares you for high school. However, there are certain aspects that when you get into high school will be different. So I guess that's the whole school experience in a kind of in a nutshell, which I kind of knew, but I definitely know now. So going into high school, I already know what to be expecting, And other than that, though, it should mostly be the same. I mean, other than there being a few harder, maybe curriculums and like stuff like that, subjects, and that's pretty much it, though. But yeah, that's my opinion on like middle schools and like elementary schools and stuff like that. And yeah, I mean, other than that, though, it's just like yeah, I think again with the the pep rallies and stuff like that that you can do, I think that's good. But I just wish that they gave more freedom to the kids when they're out. I guess it is a. I mean, I'm not saying there isn't a lot of freedom because there's more freedom than there was when we were in elementary school. But it's like condensed freedom, if that makes sense. You're only condensed, like I said, which is not good. You're never. It never should be like that. So high school, it better be different.